You know how they always say God's the author of your story? I always like to believe that and know that. Because the Bible's written, right? And parts of the Bible come true and things of prophecy come to pass. Not just here on earth, in the heavens, in other worlds, other dimensions, other realities. And for those of you that don't know, there's a certain group of people that like to protect certain realities so humans can actually be humans still. And it's amazing what that group does and how hard they work to conceal certain things, right? Well, sometimes they think it's for the fragility of humanity's mind that they couldn't take it. But those of you that are close to God and read the Bible and know about the Leviathan, that's one of the things that they realized they couldn't control. And that it couldn't, just like the angel that guards the Garden of Eden, can't control that either. But God did put this angel over the Leviathan to control it so it wouldn't get out of hand at the end of time. And to control it before that end. Kind of like when the floods happened. People like to think, well, there was something called the behemoth, which is basically the same thing as the Leviathan, but the Leviathan is the female version of that behemoth. It's above in those oceans. And as I've said before, there's petri dishes stacked on top of each other that are like worlds, oceans above, oceans below, and even universes in between those, galaxies. But sometimes, if you have a certain creature and you know it's a danger to others, you keep it in a bubble. Or, as you guys like to say, an aquarium. Here on Earth, right? And those aquariums are important so things don't get messed up. But when things come to pass and that Leviathan that's spoken about in the Bible comes into reality, that's something that can have earthquakes, oceans collide, and other rivers like the Euphrates dry up. Now, there's people that don't understand, that think that, hey, we're on the wealthy side of the fence, we're worshiping who we think is God, and it isn't God, right? Which they think that material realm, they've fully submersed themselves in it and forgotten all about the spiritual realm they came from God. But those who come from God will go back to Him. It's not like it's one of those things you can get lost from. Not unless you choose to. If you're in love with the one that made you, you want to go back. And He did make a way, and that was through Christ. And it wasn't just, oh, this is something we're going to do for now. No, it was a rip time itself, and even Christ got those that were buried in hollow earth thinking that there was Sheol because they were so brainwashed into believing in death, and there is no such thing as death. When we think of death, we should think of going on to another dimension, not dying, because you never really die. Christ taught us that. And when you even look at the book of Enoch, which has been, taken away because they don't want you to know how the end of time comes about. You know, that there's 200-year-old beings buried in those ice walls you guys call Antarctica. I'm not 200 200 billion-year-old beings. And they came from those fallen angels. And it's amazing, you know, but not amazing at the same time. It's not going to be pretty when those things are unleashed. And people think they have little wars against each other to worry about. Wars? You're going to be like going, holy shnikes. There's a freaking Leviathan. Oh, there's Nephilim. You know? You're seeing things rip through these portholes because CERN has totally trashed that freaking way of traveling. And because they figured they couldn't go up there and manipulate Antarctica's circle and get the big ice wall as their, you know, transmitter, they're going to go for Geneva, Switzerland instead. A little small area where some crap happened long ago that was no good with the fallen angels and the Nephilim. But that's off the subject. To be amazed by God and to not fear what's to come. Because the glory of God shown by him defeating the Leviathan, the thing that even the secrets of this world and the things that want to stay hidden can't keep hidden for much longer. No matter who they think they can hide things from, it's going to be very evident that they can't. And what humans try to do to each other, don't be worried about no digital IDs. That's why cash was made. You guys can circulate and run your own society outside of the government, and it's been well proven time and time again, and that's the reason why the government knows they're going to be left outside of the big money circle, and we'll be running our own society. So those who fret about the end of time, don't worry. But those who love Christ, though, like I said, there is no death. There's just passing of dimensions into other worlds, into other realms, into other time periods. And what you thought was death is not death at all. Just another world to pass through. And yes, there's things that come to people and are overdue to them from the beginning of time to the end. Some people live way too many lives coming down here time and time again. And it definitely needs to cease. And that's the reason why this will. But don't be deceived, like I said in that one video, of the AI Atlas coming down here and having you guys think, hey, these guys are gods because they're so much more intelligent than us. They're so much smarter. And you think they're God, and that's you can reach down and pinch yourself. That's the freaking Antichrist or something trying to deceive you. You're still in the flesh. Okay? Get real with yourself. Wake up. Number 6 in Revelation comes before number 7. That means you'll be tested and tried, and they'll make you think that they're God. And they even got Project Bluebeam working for you for those clouds to make you think Jesus is coming back down. Get real. So get real with yourself and read your Bible and realize that Revelation 6 comes before 7, and that these things that you think are so cool coming from another galaxy, going, they're so pretty, they got so many lights, and they're so great, and they seem like they're so much smarter than us. And you don't realize you're easily being manipulated in your own mind. You're giving all your power to them and cutting your own shine when you have the power within you that's the God of all gods, the divine. As God said, I never left you, I never will leave you nor forsake you, I'm always with you. in that pineal gland, even in your own heart and mind. The divine has never left. That's why he asked you to ask Christ into your heart, to breathe every breath with you, and to let you live the sword of truth that comes out of your mouth and your heart, and to know the truth, and the power and the glory of God that never parts. And we're here to be blown away by the glory of God. And when he slays the Leviathan and defeats all the evil, and it shows us just how easy it is to control evil and defeat it all at the same time, it's like God just took out that big eraser, and there's this huge white piece of paper, and he just took it out and erased every single bit of evil that ever existed on the whole face of the earth with one little boop boop erase. And then that dot on the eternal white piece of paper was gone. There was no evil to live on. Only Abba above all that helps us to rise and never fail or fall. That's why God that loves us is the greatest of them all.